Hi guys, I'm back. Jackie's back. So, and I'm in my car still. Let me find the good light. Hi, hi. So, happiness is a choice, right? So that's something I was thinking about today. There were a few Huffington Post's articles that I ran across today, and it's a gloomy day, and I'm in my car. Which will be another video I talk about why I'm in my car so much lately. So anyway, happiness is a choice. It's a phrase that I really do love. And it's something that I live by. And it's something that has helped me to move out of depression. I think sometimes people don't understand what that means. And happiness is a choice doesn't mean that you're about to be jumping off the walls and that everything in your life is going to be exciting and exuberant and fantastic. What it means is that you can make the choice to accept joy into your life. Joy is very real, it's tangible, and almost always accessible. So let's talk about emotions. And it's just emotions taking me over. Roll these windows up because it's starting to rain. So let's imagine that you're depressed, right? Depression to me, and it's something that can be argued, is not that you're really, really sad. It's the lack of emotion. It's sort of the feeling dead inside. Not feeling maybe so bad that you're surpassed being sad. Like you just feel hopeless and unmotivated, and you're on this plateau of things not changing. I have found in those moments that when you take the opportunity to concentrate on the little things in your life, whatever those things are that bring you joy, it is the choice of happiness. And another, I don't know, example of that, but I've also learned over the years it's much easier to be negative than it is to be positive and happier, unless you have a predisposition to be so. Like, I do think by nature I'm a happy person, and I've been torn down a lot because of it. Because a lot of times when you have people around you that are negative, your positivity can upset the balance of how they feel, because negative emotions feel good. I don't know what the scientific data is behind that, or feel good might be the wrong words to use, but being negative can be addictive. You get used to it, you get into that rut, and so when you come across somebody who not only is in a better mood than you, but seems to be naturally in that way, it can feel very threatening. But so I've learned that that is my default, and recognizing that I have the power to move my life into a more positive space also, I realize, cannot be done without accepting where you are in life. And for me, a lot of my inability to move forward in my life has been because I was reluctant to be honest about where I was. Let's talk about my life right now. So I've made it no secret that in May of this year, I was fired from my job. Very shameful, very relieving, very happy that it happened. And I'm happy that it happened because I had gotten confused. I had gotten unsure. I really didn't know what I wanted in my life anymore. I didn't know what direction I wanted to go in. I knew what I didn't like, but I also knew that I had rent, a car payment, car insurance, a phone bill, utilities, a student loan, and the list does go on, unfortunately. And and I like to eat, shop, buy makeup, buy clothes, look good and smell good. So I had to have a job, and didn't know what else, other kind of job that I wanted to have. So I just kept going to work, hoping that one day I'd figure it out. But the more that I allowed myself to be in this negative place and not really look at what was happening, I just got bitter. I didn't want to be there. And I was sad. But what I failed to recognize and to allow to be fully conscious in my life was that my focus had been for so long to have surgeries. That was my goal. That when I had those surgeries, there was no life afterwards. I didn't set myself up to move forward past that. My career over the past 10 years has not been my focus. So anything that has happened to me professionally really has been a blessing because I've not put a ton of energy into it. When I got back into makeup when I left, I put energy into getting a job in a field that I know that I loved and would give to me. But beyond that, you know, my energy was really going toward my transition, figuring out how I was going to get these surgeries, where I was going to get the money for it, how I was going to get the funding, when this was all going to happen. And my other really big focus has been men, getting validation from men, really. And also expressing the kind of woman I wanted to be and enjoying the new body that I have, instead of just being young all over again without a lot of direction. And dealing with all of the emotional ups and downs that comes with being a trans person, I had found myself in a depressed place. What do I want to say next? The one thing that I did learn, when I had my first surgery in 2013, I had my orchiectomy, I realized that I'm susceptible to post-surgery depression. I recently went to a therapy session and was talking to the therapist about that and how I didn't know that that was real. And she was like, oh yeah, that's real. So once I knew that about myself, when I went into the surgeries that I had most recently over the winter, I was prepared for the fact that I tend to slip into depression after a surgery. So I made sure that I had enough money to pay all my bills. I mentally got in a space where I knew I would have to have some extra self-care. So I wanted to take as much time off from work as I could. I didn't want to go back to work because I worked at a job that I didn't like, full of negative people. And so I knew I didn't need that in my life. I needed to build as much positivity as I could. So I ended up taking 6 months off from work. I'm a very crafty woman. I know how to use the system. The system is there for us, and so I used it. When you have a job, and I don't remember the legalities of it, that could be another video, but like there's a certain amount of maximum time that you can take when you're off for medical leave. And I figured instead of breaking it up over the year and going back to work, taking time off, going back to work, taking time off from work, I would do it all at once and take off as much time as possible, which ended up being 6 months. And in that 6 months, I had 4 surgeries, which I would never do again. That's a lot. So anyway, I did start to stumble. Like I got kind of caught up in my head. Like the beginning of the year was great because I was recovering and just feeling good about where I was in my womanhood, feeling proud that I made these surgeries happen on a dime, honey. Like I was just really feeling myself. And then, you know, my last surgery, my foot surgery, proved to be so physically demanding and the recovery was so hard that I ended up slipping into depression regardless. And really feel like I needed more time. That's another video I want to talk about is time and the amount of time that we have and the amount of and the kind of luxuries that we have in our life. But so I ended up going back to work without a plan, and I guess this isn't really just about choosing happiness, but it's also being aware. I have lived my life in a way that I've sort of allowed myself to just go with the flow and without a plan. And I don't know what that quote is, but when you don't have a when you don't have a plan, you'll fall for anything. What is it? It's something like that. But basically, when you don't have a goal or direction in your life, then you end up anywhere. And I wasn't showing up for my life. And so I ended up getting fired. And so since then, I've been faced with the fact, do I want to repeat myself again? Do I want to go back to a job that I don't love? No. What am I going to do with my life? And I've decided to keep it simple. I'm going to choose happiness. So what that means for me in my life is that I, I don't want to be around people who are unhappy with their lives. So I decided that I need to work for me. I need to be in an environment where it's just me. So I do ride shares, how I'm paying my bills right now. I do Uber and I do Lyft. And it's working for me. And I'm still a makeup artist and I have gigs that I get from time to time that I'm really blessed to have, that help to supplement my income. The other thing was, where am I gonna go next? You know, I really want to feel good about the choices that I make and I want to feel happy. I've decided that I wanted to move my videos to a channel that once I'm settled again, I can invest and make the kind of videos I always have wanted to do, and hopefully they will make me money. I'm making small choices that add up to me being happy in the long run. With dating even, I have decided not to get into situations that I know won't be fruitful and give me the kind of relationship that I want. So I'm taking things slow with this guy that I'm seeing, not circumventing needing validation from a man. I'm really practicing loving myself more. And that's a big one. Not allowing myself to indulge in things that I know in the long run just aren't good for me. And being grateful. I am so grateful that I'm able to take care of myself. I'm so grateful that I have family in my life that is here for me when I need them, be it an ear, be it a couch, bitch to sleep on, be it just someone to love on me unconditionally. I'm so grateful that I have people in my life that I get to love on unconditionally. My mom, my dad, my siblings, my niece and my nephew. I could be better about all of that though. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of the little things. And I used to be one of those people that used to think that's so contrite to just, well, it's easy to love the little things when all you have are little things, right? But I have just learned how being grateful opens you up to loving yourself in a way that for me I just couldn't before. So this video is getting really long, and I hope that I've made some sense on here. But about what choosing happiness is. It's about making choices that are going to set you up for success. It's about accepting the good things in your life, and it's about being grateful. It's about being grateful. It's about compassion, having compassion for people, having forgiveness for other people as well as yourself. And those are the big ones. The theme of my life right now is forgiveness, compassion, honesty, and recognizing regret, and fear. Fear and regret to me are signposts that help to guide me in the right direction. So those are some of the things I'm going to continue to talk about with the videos that I'm going to make as I still find myself in transition from one city to the next. I've decided to move back to New York City. I should be in New York within the next few weeks. So look forward to that. This video is pretty long. I hope I'm able to load it. And sometimes I'm not able to load videos longer than 11 minutes. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Mwah, 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 mwah. Peace and blessings. Bye.